Hello, I'm Dimyake Mwakaliele. This is In Focus. Vincent Makori is off today. Now, relief officials say nearly 60% of families in Niger are facing food shortages because of poor rains. VOA West Africa correspondent Scott Stearns has our story.
The United Nations says at least 200,000 children in Niger face severe acute malnutrition, which requires treatment in a hospital. Niger's government says more than 45,000 cases were recorded by the middle of March. That's double last year's figure. Dr. Hamidou Hamadou is chief of epidemiology at Terra Hospital.
On average, we get about 20 cases per week.
In the village of Buguru Tondo, Chief Nohu Senu says poor rains ruined this year's crops.
This year we have harvested nothing. We all have to rely on God. My village has big problems. The famine is really here.
With few supplies left, many people in Buguru Tondo are leaving for the capital Niamey in search of food.
We have no choice but to eat the leaves of this plant growing on the side of the road.
Last year's poor rains are also hurting people who live off cattle. Prime Minister Mohamedou Danda says livestock production is down 16 million tons because of a shortage of grazing. Cereal production for animals is 13% lower than 2008. Cattle herder El Haj Abdoulaye Saleh says people have no choice but to sell livestock they can no longer feed.
Everything relies on rain. The shepherds don't want to get rid of their cattle, but they have to do it. It's not because they want to.
Niger needs $123 million in international assistance to meet food shortages. The country's new military leaders have spoken publicly of the risk of famine, in a clear break from the policy of the former president Mamadou Tanja. The instability that food shortages could bring in any society may disrupt plans for new elections. The United Nations estimates that poor farmers in Niger, Mali, and Chad will likely need food assistance through the next harvest in August. Scott Stearns, VOA News, Dakar.